Yo, welcome back to the channel, family. You already know this is Think Rich Media, and if you're brand new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Please like this video now, because we always gonna tell the truth over here. That's just what we do, baby. Let's get it. This one I'm coming with today is something you may or may not have heard of yet, but you know, it's a very disturbing story. But the bottom line is I wanted to come to y'all with this is because I wanted to prove to y'all that what I was saying in my last video, they know that it's the truth. But anyway, we're just gonna go ahead and roll this clip. We'll be right back to talk about it.
10 people were killed when a gunman opened fire. This was at a supermarket in a largely black neighborhood in Buffalo.
I seen the guy go in, army style, bent over, just shooting at people, and I heard him shooting at people, and then I saw 3 people laying down.
Officials say that Peyton Gendron, a white 18-year-old man, was wearing body armor and military-style clothing when he pulled up yesterday at the Tops Friendly Market and began shooting. He picked that spot specifically for its demographics, according to officials. They say he drove from more than 200 miles away to carry out the attack in an area that had a significant black population.
He was very heavily armed. He had tactical gear. He had a tactical helmet on. He had a camera that he was live streaming what he was doing.
The suspect was immediately arraigned on first-degree murder charges, and more charges are expected to follow. Federal agencies are now investigating the shooting as a potential hate crime and a case of racially motivated domestic terrorism.
Now, authorities say 11 of the 13 people shot by this white suspect were black. They're reviewing a 180-page manifesto reportedly written by the shooter, where he describes his perceptions about the dwindling size of the white population. CNN's Polo Sandoval is with us from Buffalo right now. Polo, what else have you learned about this shooting thus far?
Yeah, certainly some disturbing details that investigators are basically pouring over in that manifesto that you just mentioned. As for the neighborhood itself, Christy and Boris, the air is certainly heavy with sorrow as this community will be waking up as they continue to mourn the loss of many of their community members. The yellow tape that you see still surrounding the grocery store this morning, it will likely be up for some time, just given the broad nature of this investigation, a very deep nature of this investigation, as authorities were very quickly announced that they will be handling this, at least at the federal level, as racially motivated violent extremism. In fact, just a few hours after that heavily armed and armor-wearing suspect allegedly pulled up to this grocery store, the federal authorities were very quick to say that he was fueled by hate as he got out of this vehicle and then very methodically began to shoot people in this parking lot before he went inside. At the end, 13 people were shot, 10 of them killed. 11 of the victims were black. So that's certainly something that just paints a clear picture of what happened here and also speaks to the apparent motivation that investigators are working with right now. In terms of where he came from, you're talking about a 3-hour drive southeast of here, close to the Pennsylvania border. I want you to hear directly from Erie County Sheriff John Garcia as he tries to just describe how this investigation is being handled up to this point.
This was pure evil. It was straight up racially motivated hate crime from somebody outside of our community, outside of the city of good neighbors, as the mayor said, coming into our community and trying to inflict that evil upon us.
That suspect already charged with first-degree murder yesterday afternoon, but as you mentioned a little while ago, those charges will likely begin to add up with more charges expected, not to mention that federal component of this investigation. But there's so much evidence to pour over. There's the 180-page manifesto that investigators are looking into that they believe may have been written by that suspect and had been posted online just days before the shooting itself, and also witness statements. And then, of course, what he could potentially tell investigators as well. As we today will seek to learn more about the people, the families affected, including a security guard that tried to actually shoot the suspect. In fact, actually managed to land around, but because the suspect was wearing that body armor, that round was ineffective, and that's when the suspect, police say, turned his attention on that security guard and then shot and killed him. In terms of what we also expect will be more about what state authorities will be doing. I had an opportunity to speak briefly with Attorney General Letitia James yesterday, who says among many different things that they'll be reviewing will be social media platforms, including some of these live streaming platforms, including the one that was used to live stream a portion of that attack. Of course, that company has spoken out, Boris, saying that they are devastated, and they took down that live stream only minutes after the violence began.
Hello, Sandoval. We appreciate all of the details. Thank you so much. I want to go to CNN White House reporter.
Now with CNN national security analyst Juliet Kayyem. Juliet, always great to have you. Always unfortunate that it's often under these circumstances. CNN has independently obtained this shooter's alleged writings, much of it lifted directly from the darkest corners of the internet. The shooter describing himself as a white supremacist, as an anti-Semite, exposing that fringe conspiracy theory that white people are being systematically replaced in this country. It's very similar to other far-right terrorists that we've seen before. This strikes me as a copycat type attack. Is that a fair assessment?
It is, and I think I think the manifesto exposes, I think, the limitations of the way we tend to think about these kinds of attacks as sort of lone wolf. What can we learn about him? What motivated him? I think what we see is that there's an entire apparatus of connective tissue, connecting these cases, connecting this hate, and supporting essentially the efforts that we saw, the hunt that we saw on Saturday. The manifesto itself is not rambling. We shouldn't think of these people as crazy. It's actually just absorbing the language of hate that we hear in the public space, that we hear in the media space, and in particular, as you note, the white replacement theory of racism, and it matters because a white replacement theory is based on a belief that the pie is limited, the American pie is limited, and that the existence of the other, in this case, African Americans, but we've seen it with Hispanic Americans in the rampage in Texas, the existence of them threatens my ability as the white man to be able to exist in America, and therefore it justifies violence. In other words, it is not just racism, it is a violent racism because you have to rid yourself of these people. And this is the motivation that is leading to what we call, violent extremism. This isn't just mere extremism. It is violent extremism because it's justified in their theory of, I have to protect my piece of the pie.
So you see what I'm saying? You see what I mean? Now, this kid was 18 years old. He drove over 200 miles just to find a grocery store in a predominantly black neighborhood so that he can make sure that the people that he killed was black. But the most important part about this, and my condolences to all the families out there. I'm so sorry for your loss. That's a fact. If you're watching my video and you was a part of that, and anybody that was involved, I'm truly sorry. And God bless your family. But the disturbing part is this: the 188-page manifesto that he wrote. So you got something that's called the replacement theory. And bottom line, as you heard in the clip, it's pretty much just saying how the white race is disappearing and we're taking over. But the fact is, that's always been the truth. Ever since the beginning, we was always the majority. That is a fact. But as you can see, it's so bad to the point that where they got 18-year-old kids out here trying to help them knock these numbers down. When you got a child, pretty much a teenager, that's pretty much just thinking to himself like, oh my God, it's getting so bad. There's too many of them. We just got to stop them. What I'm trying to show you is that the elites and the higher ups, they know this too. This is why you're hearing all this crazy information. All of a sudden, UFOs exist. All of a sudden, aliens exist. You see all these CIA documents being declassified now, and you could read the material, and they want you to think that the world is about to end, and we got an asteroid that's close, and the sun's gonna burn. All this, everything to keep you confused, everything to keep you in fear, and not focused on what's truly going on. And what's truly going on is we're slowly but surely coming back into power. We are, you know, and this is proof of it. This is what I'm trying to show you. You know what I mean? This is what I want y'all to know, because you have to believe, you have to understand, teach your kids the right things, because they are the future. Of course, we can preach this knowledge and give this knowledge, but they have to know it so they can carry it on. You know, you have to understand they was born in another era. They fast with computers. They're a little bit more advanced than we are. So which means that with the right information, they could possibly be the ones that actually take this all back. Because it's happening right now. It's happening. Think about it. I'm telling you, I know you never heard of that theory, because I haven't either, like the replacement theory. I never knew that this was an actual theory. I just knew that they knew what was going on, but that was my first time ever hearing that term. And the fact that that term even exists lets you know that it's real. It's serious. It's serious, man. So, you know, the bottom line is that, you know, this is happening all over the country, all over the world, shall I say. You know, and you got to be aware of what's going on. Like I told y'all, watch your surroundings. If you in a state the way you could carry, get you a gun, man. I'm not going to play. I mean, I'm not playing with you. Like, get you a gun. Like, please do. Go get you a license if you have to. You know, some states like Texas and Georgia, you don't have to have a license at all. Go get strapped up, man. Get you some ammo. So that way you'll be protected, at least in the slightest bit. You know, because at the end of the day, you got to realize, look, this man had tactical armor on. He was all prepared. Prepared like hell. He probably built those guns, got the damn vest off the internet. Who knows, bro? But the bottom line is he came in there ready for war. The police, not the police, sorry. The security guard in the grocery store even shot his ass. But nothing happened to him because he had on tactical gear. And of course, at that point, he geared his focus to the security guard and killed him too. But what I'm trying to show you is that this is why we have to band together. We have to protect each other. Think about it. If at least 7 people out of those 13 that was being shot at, we ain't even gonna say 7, let's just say 5. If 5 of those people out of those 13 that was shot and killed, well, it was actually like 10 or 11 that died, but he shot 13 people, black people at that. If 5 of those people were armed, he wouldn't have stood a chance. He wouldn't have stood a chance. He might have maybe got 1 of us, 2 of us, but by that time, we would have gunned him down. And like I told you, I'm never here to promote violence. But at the end of the day, sometimes you got to fight fire with fire. What are you going to do when a white man come in the store shooting at you with an AK-47 or some type of assault rifle? You need some bullets too. That's just the fact of the matter. It ain't like he came in there with a slingshot thinking he was going to get his job done with no bullets. He came with what? All right then. So we need ours too. So the truth is, man, is that don't be around here thinking, oh, you know, let's just be soft or we can do, you know. Put it this way, man. Martin Luther King, for instance, and I love him to death, you know what I mean? Because what he stood for was righteous and good. And, you know, he tried to help our people in his way that he thought was best. But in my personal opinion, Malcolm X was my guy. Why? Because at the end of the day, he told you by any means necessary. That's just what it is. If they coming with brute force, then we have to come with brute force too. How are you going to fight back? That's just like getting in the ring with a world-class boxer and putting your hands behind your back, expecting to come out with the win or expecting to come out at all. Like, it's not going to happen. So it's like, you know, at the end of the day, we got to wake up and understand what's going on out here. Arm yourselves, man. Protect your family. You know, move somewhere to where you can protect your family. Because it's a lot of states like New York to where you damn near can't even carry, bro. Like, if I was to shoot somebody in New York off of self-defense, bro, I probably would still have to do time. And that's a damn shame. You know, that's a shame, bro. That's slavery within itself. You telling me if somebody come at me armed about to shoot at me and my family or harm me and my family, I can't shoot him back? Or shoot at him first if I see him pulling his weapon and I get to mine first? I'm not in the right for that. I can't come back home to my family because of that. Like, that's sad, bro. And that right there goes to show you just what this whole country is about and what they want and how they want to maintain their power. You know, and another thing I want to touch on, man, I heard a lot of people, you know, on Instagram and Facebook and just on social media, period, pretty much just posting like, why is the KKK not being hit with a RICO case? Because the KKK is the police, bro. That was old school. Y'all got to stop thinking so. Things are more advanced now. They switched out the white hoods for the badges. That is the KKK. And niggas just locking you up and all that crazy mess and doing all these shootings to our black people. That is the KKK. So how are they going to get a RICO case when they the ones giving it to you? Like, so, you know, at the end of the day, I need y'all to wake up, man. Stop being so sleep. Stop being so stupid. Understand what's going on out here. Stop acting like you don't see it all, because It's going to disrupt the life that you live in. I don't care if you got money, don't got money, bro. We all losing. It don't matter what you got. I don't care if you could wear $1 million worth of jewels, got a big ass house, 3-4 Benzes outside. I don't give a damn. Ferraris. It don't matter, bro. If you're not teaching your kids the right shit, then guess what? You just as sleep as the motherfuckers that don't know no better and ain't got nothing and can't help themselves. Because money ain't going to fix this. You understand? The people with money is actually worse off because y'all the most afraid to fight back. Why? Because y'all don't want to disrupt your little rich lives. Well, one day it's got to come to an end. You got to understand it's going to get worse before it get better. That's just what it is. That's how it has to happen. And y'all are the ones that we're going to need to stand behind us and get right. Because y'all the ones that can make an influence. Go get a bunch of guns if we need them or whatever the case may be. You know, I'm just speaking in terms of if we had to go to war. Like I say, I'm not promoting violence. I'm just telling you what's going on and showing you what's going on. If you go to the army, they don't send you out there on the battlefield with no weapons. You know, they bomb and they using everything they can. Tanks and missiles and grenades and everything. Brute force is what they use in order to take control or fight or whatever you want to call it. But the fact is we got to be prepared for things like this. We can't just always be victims. It's a damn shame that one little white kid walked in the grocery store and killed up 10, 11 black people. Why and how? It's time for them to be scared. Why wasn't he scared? Why wasn't he fearful that he might lose his life if he ran in there? And obviously he wasn't. Why? Because he know that 9 times out of 10, nobody in here got no guns. Even if they do, they don't know how to shoot because we don't go to the gun range. We don't take our kids. We don't teach them early. You can go on the internet right now and see how you see a whole family full of white people down to the little 6-year-old holding a gun. Or I be watching like little tactical videos to where it's like little girls and little boys, you know, white kids of course, but they're on the training field with guns, learning how to maneuver. Boom, 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 boom. They hit multiple targets. Like, it's to the point to where if we was to go to war, they could send their kids out first and just sit back in the house and their kids gonna run havoc on us. Like, they're gonna eat us alive. Because they're trained to do so. And this is what they're training their kids to do. So you better train yours to do the same thing. Trust me. All that, oh, guns ain't good. Don't pick up a gun. No, it's all about responsibility. It's not the fact of touching them. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. You got to pull the trigger for the gun to work. And it doesn't always have to be in the name of negativity. Sometimes you just got to shoot back if they coming your way. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Get your mind right. Get your mind out of all that stupid shit, bro. Wake up, man. Because this is sad. And it's not only sad because people had to lose their life. The fact is they really truly didn't have to lose their life. If they was prepared and woke and understood that this could happen at any day and I need to be prepared if it does happen. If I'm in a grocery store one day and a white kid come in here acting like he about to shoot us all, then I need to be prepared to get right with his ass. And that's what it's about. Protect yourself, man. Stop being victims out here. Stop running around just lackadaisical. Oh, we just living life. We're just going to spend our money. And come on, bro. It's a recession right now if y'all didn't know it. We're in a recession right now as we speak. Food shortages. You know, all your mamas that's having babies and all that, breastfeed your children. It's a shortage on canned formula and all that. But the babies don't need that anyway. So it's like, come on now. Like, let's wake up, man. Let's do this the right way. The natural way. I'm just speaking from the heart, family. I love y'all. But with that being said, I'm out. Until next time.